Have you ever seen a mime in the park? Are they making a wall? Would you like to know more? Welcome to Theater History Thursdays. Today's topic is mime. This is the last video in our series on improvisational theater, so if you haven't seen the previous episodes, be sure to check them out. Mime, which is short for pantomime, is typically defined as a dramatic performance where a story is told entirely through body movements and facial expressions. We've all seen the caricatures making fun of mime artists in SNL sketches and other comedy shows. But mime as performance art actually appeared for the first time in Greece in the 5th century BCE. The name is taken from a single mass dancer called pantomimus, although performances were not necessarily silent. There was also both tragic and comic mime. Mime was an aspect of the Roman theater from its earliest times. It was used in interludes or as postscripts to productions of plays. In some festivals, it was even the sole form of performance. During the Empire, mime became the predominant Roman drama. Nero himself was even a mime. It was unique at the time because of the absence of masks and also because of the presence of female performers alongside male performers. In medieval Europe, early forms of mime, such as mummer plays and later dumb shows, evolved. In 1816, the Théâtre du Funambule was built in Paris to present only mime and acrobatic acts. In 1825, Jean-Gaspard Deburau created a new version of the character Piero, who had been around since the late 17th century when the Comédie Italienne took up residence in Paris. Deburau was the only actor at the Funambule allowed to play Piero, and he did so in several kinds of pantomime: rustic, melodramatic, realistic, and fantastic. Deburau created the modern-day mime act that we know and love today, the silent figure in whiteface. He performed as Piero until his death in 1846, and then his son took over and founded a school of pantomime, which flourished first in the south of France and at the end of the century moved to Paris. While Deburau is credited as the father of mime, the genre has since been sustained by a long line of French performers. Paul Legrand would turn Piero into the tearful, sentimental figure that we know today, and he was the first of the Parisian mimes to travel abroad. In the 20th century, French practitioners like Jacques Lecoq and Etienne Decroux developed mime into a formal practice and artistic genre with its own set of training principles. Early silent films gave a new platform to mimes, with Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton emerging as particular favorites. Mime is now a popular form of street theater. Though there were many giants of the craft throughout the years, perhaps the most well-known is the one and only Marcel Marceau, whose character Bip the Clown achieved international acclaim. He performed across the world for more than 60 years and even worked as a part of the French resistance during the Second World War. Performing as Bip, he kept groups of Jewish children quiet for hours as they escaped across the border from occupied France into Switzerland. Here at New Perspectives, our performance techniques build on all of the ancient practices that have made theater a vital tool for education and political change through entertainment. A hallmark of a New Perspectives production, regardless of the genre and whether actors are speaking or are remaining silent, is that we never pretend that the audience isn't there. No walls here. That's all for mime. Stay tuned for more theater history with New Perspectives.